the space to really get it too big. So we'll start over here, kind of on my, what I'll call common wall. Kind of kept all of these gift tins, gift sets up high, kind of out of the way because they take up space. I'm kind of one of those people, I like to open some stuff, keep some stuff, you know, in boxes, especially when it comes to gift sets. Not so much the smaller ones. The smaller ones I tend to open up for somewhat, depends on what it is. Coming down to here, just coming across all different sporting stuff. For the stands, anybody that has any questions about stands, these are the acrylic nail polish stands. You can get them off of Amazon, fairly cheap, and they work really well. They give them just the right height. Then we'll get into emojis. I'm pretty sure I have every one that there is so far, at least anything of the common nature, all the Euro stuff. And then working across, I leave gaps for anything that I still need to fill in holes or that's going to expand, because I'm pretty sure Marvel will expand. They tend to do that.
Bill, in those stands, do the dispensers rock back and forth if you were to move them? Maybe if somebody was on the earthquake side of the country, would they move?
So yes, they would. So one of the things you can do, which you'll actually see down here, I've done it with some of them because it just tends to work. Get those rails from Home Depot, Lowe's, and you can actually lock the feet down into them. You can see those white strips that are down in there.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll get a little closer.
So that's the J-hook channel that you can buy at Lowe's or Home Depot box stores. Yeah.
Now, one thing I have found about those is over the years, the feet have changed. I mean, obviously, we know they go thicker, thinner. Another thing that we found is that the feet actually tend to go longer and shorter sometimes. And you'll actually get tight spots where they don't want to really lock down into that railing. You almost kind of have to force them, which tends to be kind of dangerous because you can snap them off pretty easy. And we'll work our way down here. Yeah, I've heard museum wax works too. I've seen that comment pop up.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
Yeah, I think from an affordability standpoint, the J-hooks are probably cheaper and they work pretty well.
Another thing I've heard people use, and I've tried a little bit, is the carpet tape. I've had some success with it. I haven't had any issues because I tested it on some kind of like common stuff that, you know, I wasn't too worried about damaging or messing up at any point. And now we'll move. So peg hook works amazingly. Got this at IKEA. It's kind of cool looking. It's plastic. It's got the metal hooks, but have a lot of the different exclusives and kind of odds and ends stuff over here. Got the ghost with the pupils. He does exist. Some different things. Marilyn Monroe. I know she's common, but hey, got to keep her in package.
Yeah, she looks good in the package.
The new treats that came out. Got those, the bees. Got the flamingos. Got the Mother's Day in the back. Got the pandas. Then on this side, same kind of as the other side, I've got a lot of gift sets and stuff up here along with lunch boxes. Just kind of keep those across the top. And I'm sure at some point, some of those double pack will end up getting opened and making space for something else, because a lot of them are pretty common and normal stuff that you can buy in singles too. Then we'll kind of circle back. And I'm kind of one of those, I like all the variations. So I tend to buy any box sets, you know, that have different versions in them. Same thing with stems. I tend to like different stems, whether it be, country or patent number or colors or just different things, whatever. Tend to get into that. And then we get into kind of, I guess, what I would call my cool section of stuff. These are my naughty Neils. Numerous different ones here. Got some of the conventional ones. I'm missing a couple of those, but I do have the different crystals on the different color. Just some of the normal standard versions, glow in the dark, the non-glow. I actually got a really cool error. I think the lipstick went a little crooked on it.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And then you get into these. These are actually resin molds on the left side on the red stems. Those are actually what they test out to see how the heads are going to fit and whether they're going to work or not. And then there's a couple test versions, that solid blue one, or actually clear blue one. And then this one here, the white one, is all glow in the dark. This one is a little questionable whether it's unpainted or test, but it's kind of cool. It's on a totally different stem than what you would normally see it on. And sliding over, we got Annie with her Ovaltine cup because I just had to have the cup. And then across the back, those are all footed Merry Melody makers across the back. And then there's some of the non-footed versions along with whistles, Santa Clauses. One really cool thing about the Santas that I would like to, suggest to everybody, get a UV light, shine it on those. It's amazing to see what the faces do because the faces all go different colors. They're not just what you would think they do. In fact, that's kind of true of a lot of dispensers. Getting into kind of the Halloween, die-cut pumpkins, if you can't tell, are one of my favorites. That's something I tend to have quite a few of and really enjoy. There's a lot of variation with them, especially into the faces. Shout out to Larry Mason and his skill here. He actually made this stand for me. Him and I collaborated on this, and this was the end product. Holds some of my cooler pumpkins. Actually, a couple from Mary Ann Kennedy collection on the left side there. And then just some different face versions that are the much more, not rarest, but rarer versions, color variations along with that solid yellow. Then got some footed pals on the back, and they're just kind of a mixed mash of a lot of different stuff here. The cow.
Beautiful cow.
That was my antique store find, one of them.
Wow.
Goofy with the red hat, the Rico clown. Not really not footed, but cool ones and kind of different ones to see. And we get
now,
down
Bill, I know how much we have a lot more to see because we practice with you.
Yep.
So we have about halfway through, about 7 minutes left. So
okay.
Just for your pacing.
Yep.
But
sounds good.
You're doing good.
Okay. And then coming across here, a lot of the holiday minis. One thing I really focused on was the party favors. I'm pretty sure I have all of the versions, metal pin and plastic pin. Anybody that wants to get into these and collect it, keep in mind, especially on the whistles, there's actually 3 different versions. So there's 2 plastic and 1 metal, or 2 metal and 1 plastic. So if you ever get into those, keep that one in mind. And then coming across here, just bubble men, all the different versions, convention dispensers. Then coming down to here, we get some of the advertising stuff over the years, different ones. Garfields, really cool variation on this Garfield. It actually says Garfield, or normal. I mean, says Garfield on the back instead of normal, like it should. My small but pretty cool Steve Glue collection. And then across the back of here, just another header card. I like the Halloween header card, so it made it into a frame. Getting into the M2 stuff across here. Just some of my minis. One thing I just recently started working on was getting some of these. Really cool piece. Yeah, there is some Simpsons party favorites too. I've actually still got those in the package hanging up. I've seen somebody commented.
Yep.
Really cool thing here was the PEZ movie, but what makes this cool is this guy right here. I actually won this as a freebie, and when I got it, I happened to open it for some reason and found that it was signed on the inside, and then on the other side, it actually says PEZ the movie test dispenser. And when you look at the tops of them, it gets kind of a glare, but there actually is a difference in the tops and how they look.
I said that. I was talking.
And then getting down into here, just this is kind of my odds and ends stuff. So wacky wobblers, kind of some vintage odds and ends.
I got it.
Candy packs. Some different things.
Some great wobblers.
We'll pass over this Chick-fil-A sign really quickly.
Hey, where'd you get that Chick-fil-A sign?
Which one? I missed that. I don't even know what you're talking about. You're referring to the one that I borrowed from a Chick-fil-A?
Liberated. You liberated it.
Yes, I freed it. I freed it. Then I got my Christmas tree with different ornaments on it. Some different older things, old PEZ sign up here. This is a pretty cool piece. Came from movie theaters. This was in the back of their soda fountain machines. What's really cool about it, it actually features the penguin, which did not come out until about a year after this was done. Then PEZ had some movie gallery poster. Got different Valentine hearts, utilizing the yardstick grandstands, which you can find the directions for on PEZ community Facebook page. Then we get into just some different random hearts. These are some of the extras that I have left over that I just didn't have room for. Some regulars, another test and another unpainted piece. Some of my trucks. And then different candy packs utilizing a lighter display. Some of my giants. And then working from the bottom up, just random things at the bottom. And then getting into some more different common stuff. Some of the really great vintage Star Wars. This is where the money's at right here. Different variations of like Madagascar and stuff up here, the brides and grooms, and coming back down through. And then we'll work our way. Found this stand at a store that was going out of business, so it just utilizes it for a lot of the different hanging stuff. I got a lot of my mascots on here, kind of front and center, and just some random other odds and ends. Some old keychains from back in the day. And then up here, we've got the Disney monorails along with the Mickeys and the tubes. Hello Kitties. Just a little bit of everything here, different sets. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Minions, and this is all Euro, different options down here. One really cool piece that I've got is this spinner stand right here. So this I got in 2005. I paid $102 for this thing and they shipped it for $38. So that tells you how long ago that was. And this actually used to sit in Niagara Falls in the candy store that was in the middle of Clifton Hill. There was a PEZ collector, Ron Shuddy, which some of us that have been around for a while knew who that is, Fort PEZ. He actually acquired this. At a couple times was supposed to sell it to different people and was going to actually sell it to Red Conroy, who was another collector at the time.
Yep.
Ended up not happening, and I got lucky and won this on eBay. So he was selling this because he needed to make some money to pay for some medical bills for his mother. So I thought, pretty cool find. It's got some rough spots, but you know what? The history behind it for me is more valuable than what it really is worth.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. It's awesome.
Yep.
I love the story.
And then getting into the Funko Pop section. So more Pop PEZ, different sets. I've got roughly about 250, 260 Pop PEZ. Don't have them all, but definitely have a few. And then working up through here, just another, this is kind of my another odds and ends collection part right here. Some of the salt and pepper shakers. The girl, really cool things is these bath salt things. Love these. Spent a lot of time trying to find them and finally finished that up at Pezmania. eBay hearts, some different things. The tins that are kind of difficult to find. Then we get into a lot of the swag area. We got penny wrestlers, skulls, worshiping Joe Paravati's crystals. And then just some other odds and ends stuff. And then got some metal tins or metal tin signs across the back. And then finally getting into my truck section. Got the truck stands with a lot of the different advertising trucks on them. Not all of them by any means, but fair number. And then finally, we get into my double downs across here. Double downs can become a serious rabbit hole for sure, but they're kind of cool, kind of fun. And then just some other odds and ends. And I think that pretty much takes us through everything.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you. I think we have we're gonna have time to do one question. We're gonna do Ty's question. He asked, where do you buy your tall, skinny, all glass shelves? And
IKEA.
how do you feel about them? Do you like them or?
I do. I buy them at IKEA. So these ones here.
Yeah.
Yes, I buy them at IKEA. And I do like them. I think they're nice because they give you a good visual from all sides. You know, even with the glass bottoms, it allows light to actually shine through, especially when you use the acrylic stands. You can get more lighting, especially down in the lower sections.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody else asked, I'll address it real fast because I have the same question. Mary Sue asked if you've done anything to your windows to kind of help with the light not coming
Yes.
in to prevent damage.
Yes. So actually what I did, I have that UV coating on there. I've UV coated all the windows in here.
Perfect.
It solves two problems. The first one, it obviously protects any of the coloring on the different PEZ. So one of the things that I've done, I'll actually show you. I took this and I set this in the windows just to see what it would do. And it hasn't changed color in 2 years.
Wow. Great.
So it's held up really well. I'm sure at some point it'll have to be done again, but like I said, that has not changed color in 2 years. Another thing it actually does, it'll help with your heating and cooling. Because as I was doing it, as soon as I would put a layer of that on, the room actually cooled down.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it does serve a couple purposes.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Bill. Bill is on Facebook. He hangs out on some of the PEZ pages. So if you're on PEZ Community or Let's Talk PEZ or any of those pages, you can find Bill on there. I'm sure that if you have any other questions for him or want to see something else, he's fun, nice guy to chat with. So I would get with him. So thanks again, Bill.